Howdy everyone, welcome to What to Expect at Your New Student Conference. Today we're going to share some information about some of the pieces that you can do to best prepare for the New Student Conference, as well as what you can expect during your New Student Conference experience here at Texas A&M University. Me and Shanna are going to share this information. We both work in the Office of New Student and Family Programs. I'm Alex Hertzberger, and I'm the coordinator of family programming. And then Shanna, do you want to do an introduction of yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Shanna Filburn. I'm the administrative coordinator here for New Student and Family Programs.
Awesome. So let's get started.
All right. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is preparing for your NSC. And then we're going to go over what the NSC actually looks like, and then who you're going to contact if you have more questions. So your New Student Conference, it's an integrated effort among all the colleges, schools, divisions, and departments of the university community. It's going to help assist entering students with transition from their previous environment to Texas A&M University, and it's going to enhance their success in college. Some of our most frequently asked questions is the NSC required? Yes, the NSC is absolutely required. All incoming undergraduate students have to attend the NSC. You do have to attend both days, day 1 and day 2. And if you do not attend, you actually won't be able to register for classes. A hold will be put on your account.
So as Shanna mentioned, the New Student Conference experiences is mandatory, and it's a 2-day orientation experience. And so we do request for folks to go ahead and plan on being in College Station from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both days of the New Student Conference. And so it's a great opportunity to learn about different resources. You can experience Aggie Land. You're able to dine on campus at a couple of different opportunities. And it's a great time to meet fellow Aggies as you start your time here at Texas A&M University. And so overall, it's just a really good chance for you to kind of get settled into college life here at Texas A&M before you actually start your first day of class. I want to start off with some things that you can do to prepare for the New Student Conference. And so I'm going to cover a couple, and Shanna's going to cover a couple. Just know that all of this information can be found through your Applicant Portal, which is that applicant.tamu.edu. And so that's going to be listed as one of the resources along with this webinar. And so all of this information in this checklist that you can see on the right side of the screen, you can actually track all of the items that you have already done leading up to the New Student Conference. But we do want to spend some time kind of highlighting some of the ones that we commonly get questions about. To start is the bacterial meningitis vaccine. It is required. It's a part of Texas law. Just as a note, if you previously got the bacterial meningitis vaccine as a part of high school or another educational program that you're a part of, it does have to be administered prior to August 21st, 2019. And so that means that you would need a new vaccination for your start here at Texas A&M. And so this bacterial meningitis information is a little bit more detailed through the applicant portal, but just know that you'll need to upload your bacterial meningitis information through MedProctor at least 2 weeks before the New Student Conference. And we do that on purpose, so that way we make sure that that hold has been removed and your information has been processed, so that way you don't have any issues with registering for classes. The next part is I want to highlight is your final transcripts. Whether you're transferring in from another college or you are coming in directly from high school, just know that your final transcripts are not required before the New Student Conference. But you will need to go ahead and submit those sometime within your first week or so during your time, so that way they're able to process your records for your future semesters. But it won't block you from registering for your either summer or fall semester, depending on what you are admitted into. And so just know that a good practice, and I think it's covered later on in this presentation, a good practice is to bring a non-final version of your transcript, just so you're able to talk through it with your academic advisor. The last thing I want to cover, and then I'll switch it over to Shanna, is that before you register for classes, you'll be required to select your tuition rate code. And so you can do this through your Howdy portal, which is that howdy.tamu.edu. You'll log in with your net ID and password. And if you go into the tab called Registration Readiness, you'll see all of the things that you might need to do prior to your start. Your tuition rate code, you'll have a couple of different options depending on if you're a transfer student or a freshman student. There's also more information about which tuition rate code, what it means and some of those pieces through the Aggie One Stop website. But just know that you do need to select one of those options prior to your start and prior to you registering for classes on day 2 of your NSC.
And I'm going to talk first about the math placement exam. All freshmen are required to take the MPE. If you're accepted into general engineering or you're pursuing a BA in computing and you elect to take Math 151, also the College of Arts and Sciences that are majoring in economics, mathematics, statistics, physics, and chemistry, take the MPE for Math 151, 147, and 171. You have to take it in a proctored setting. I know that's a bit complicated, but the good news is that when you go to the TAMU MPE website, it will give you which one you need to take. So don't worry if you aren't quite sure. When you log in and you go to register for your MPE, depending on what major you're listed under, it'll automatically direct you to the right one. So all students who are not in general engineering or pursuing a BA in those computing courses, they elect to take Math 151. And arts and sciences that are majoring economics, they have to take a non-proctored MPE. So for more information about the non-proctored MPE, you'll go to the TAMU MPE website, and we'll have those linked below in the email. If you're coming in taking a foreign language, you're going to need to take a foreign language placement exam. So anyone who's enrolling for the first time in college in a foreign language class and have any previous knowledge of the language, however you've acquired it, and you have no college credit in that language, then you must take a placement test to determine the appropriate course for your level of ability. All exams are conducted online and they're proctored remotely. You can take them at any time throughout the summer, but you should do so no later than 1 week before your NSC. It's going to ensure that you get the results back in time for your registration so they know how you need to be placed. We'll put a link on how to register for that Spanish placement exam in the email, and all other language placement exams will have a separate link for that for you there also. Another thing you need to do prior to your NSC is to submit your Aggie ID card photo. You can find that link through your AIS portal. You just click on that and it'll take you to where you can upload your photo. Once you can see that your photo has been accepted, you can pick up your Aggie ID card at any time after that. During your NSC, we suggest that you pick that up either on your day 2 after you register for classes, or you can pick it up during your lunch or during the breakout session time. There will be some extra time that's available for you after you finish on day 1 where you can pick it up also between 5 and 6. Online orientation. It's a series of modules that cover all of your academic information and course registration, your financial aid and tuition rates, health and safety resources, dining on campus, getting around, and what to expect at your MSc. So this needs to be completed at least 2 business days prior to your NSC so that a hold is removed from your account. You have a hold right now that's placed on your account for online orientation, and that's going to be removed once you have completed that. It's going to give you all the information that you need to know prior to your NSC. You can complete it in one sitting, or you have the ability to be able to come and go as you please to finish it. It does save your progress during that. It's live right now, and it can be accessed by going to myaggiecard.tamu.edu/online. We'll place that link below for you in the email as well. You'll use your net ID to log in, and you'll also receive an email informing you of how to access the program and when it must be completed. If you have any questions at all about online orientation, you can contact our office. You can email us at nsfp@tamu.edu, or you can call us at 979-845-5826. A lot of times we get a question about how long online orientation takes. It does take about 2 hours to complete online orientation.
Awesome, y'all. So we're going to move on to talking about some of the logistics and how you can prepare for your new student conference. One of the best ways that you can prepare for the new student conference is ensuring all guests are registered that are attending. And so you do this through your applicant portal. If you are an incoming freshman, there's one guest that's included into your freshman new student conference fee. If you are a transfer, then there is not an included guest. And so this information is covered through our website, but also through the applicant portal. You'll find a little bit more information as well as details as to how to register against through the applicant portal whenever you hit the tab on the home page of your applicant portal that says NSC guest. And you can see how many guests you have if they're confirmed. If you have 0 guests, and you know that you have a guest joining you, make sure that you go ahead and register them. You have up until 5 business days prior to the new student conference to get them registered. And then afterwards, we do have on-site guest registration available, but there is an increase of a $5 charge for guest fees for registering them on the day of. So just know that it's really a best practice to make sure that you register all your guests in advance. But if you're unable to register your guests in advance, or if you have a last minute addition, just know that there will be an on-site registration option during our check-in. Another thing that you'll need to do prior to the new student conference is select your NSC breakout session. You'll find this information also through your applicant portal, where you'll find a link where you can register for your NSC breakout sessions. In a moment, Shanna's going to go over the sample schedule, so you'll kind of see where the breakout session fits into the day 1 of the new student conference. But just know that this is kind of a choose your own adventure time where you're able to kind of select what sessions that are interesting to you. So that way you're able to build your new student conference experience to be what you want it to be. The next piece I want to cover is the securing your overnight accommodations. And so both days of the new student conference are mandatory. And so if you are coming from further than a couple hours away, you might find that you need to have a place to stay overnight during the new student conference. You can choose to stay on campus. And so there's an option to book overnight accommodations through the applicant portal, which is an on-campus option in one of our residence halls. But you're also welcome to stay at any of the Airbnbs, hotels, or VRBOs in the area. And so we suggest to go ahead and make your overnight accommodations as early as possible, just so you know that where you're going to be staying the night if you're choosing to not drive in each day. The last part I want to cover is inputting your license plate. So through the applicant portal, you'll see an option for NSC parking permit on the main homepage, which is a tab. You'll want to make sure that you input your license plate of the car that you will be bringing. If you don't know what car you're bringing, or you're bringing a rental car, and so you'll get your rental car on the day of or maybe a day before, we recommend going ahead and just putting A, B, C, D, E, F. And so that way we'll make sure that it gets you'll get administered a parking pass. And then from there, on the day of your NSC, whenever you get your rental car or you know that you're taking this car, you'll be able to update your license plate information with parking and transportation. And so there will be more communication that comes out relating to parking on campus throughout the new student conference and some of our communications that we send out in advance. But this is a really important piece to make sure that you input a license plate information, or A, B, C, D, E, F, into the applicant portal, so that way you get issued your parking permit. Some common questions that we get related to NSC fees NSC logistics is if you are required to stay on campus overnight for the new student conference. And again, you're not required to stay overnight on campus. You're welcome to stay at anywhere in the Bryan College Station area, although some folks choose to stay on campus, so that way they're able to take walks around campus and they're kind of able to get a feel for campus outside of the 8 to 5 timeframe that our new student conference is going on. Another conversation that we often get is related to some of that missing the deadline, the refund process for guest registration. Just know that the refund process for guest, you have to request a refund before May 15th. After May 15th, it has to be an extenuating or extreme circumstance for a refund. And then beyond that, you're able to register them through the applicant portal up to 5 business days in advance. And then after 5 business days, you will have to do on-site registration, which has a $5 increase to the guest fee. So now Shanna's going to talk to you a little bit about our schedule.
So your day is going to start at 7:45 a.m. during check-in, and you'll be checking in the MSC. When you come into your check-in, you have a time frame of 7:45 to 8:45 to get checked in, get all the things that you need for the day. And this will be done with your parents, with your family members that are coming with you. From there, you guys are going to go into a session all together. We're going to head over to Rudder, and you're going to go into a family session, and welcome to Aggie Land. This is going to be for the both of you. After that, you're going to start splitting up, and students are going to go to one session and families going to go to another. The students are going to go to a student experience panel, and then from there, you're going to go to lunch with your orientation leaders in the Commons. Families, you're going to be having an introduction to being an Aggie family member, and then you're going to have lunch also separately with the family members at Sabisa. So you're in a different place for lunch. After lunch, you're all going to come back together again. You're going to be coming back to Rudder for financial matters and technology services, and then you'll be splitting up once again. Students are going to go and talk about taking care of Aggies, having a wrap up for their day. Families are going to go into an Aggie family Q&A session. And then from there, you get to come back together with your family. You're going to have some come and go resource tables. You're going to have some breakout sessions, and this is going to be in the MSC. So you're going to be able to that's the part Alex said about choosing your own adventure. Resource tables are going to have a whole host of different programs and activities from campus, all the kinds of people you might need to talk to. And then your breakout sessions are going to be the two options that you chose when you were registering for your breakout sessions. And that'll wrap up your day one. You'll finish about 5 p.m. And you'll be done for the day and be ready to come back for your day two. On day two, you're going to spend the entire day with your college. An example of what you might see is you might start around 8:30 a.m. You'll have to refer to the email that your actual college sends you to know exactly what time, but you're going to meet with your academic unit in where the specified place that they give you to meet. You're going to have some academic advising. You're going to go over some dean's meetings, some other things, and then you're going to be able to break off for lunch after that. You have a little bit longer of an extended lunch period during this time, and this is where you can get back together with your family, talk about what you're going to do when you register, if you have any last minute things you want to discuss. And then at 2:30, you actually get to register for your first schedule. And you'll come back where your college tells you to do for that. One of our most common questions we get is, what time do you expect to be done on day two? Well, most people are going to be done probably around 3 o'clock, but a lot of colleges have things that go all the way until 5. So just expect that you might be here until 5 o'clock on day two. If you have any questions about the sample schedule or you want to review it again, you can find it on our website, myaggiecard.tamu.edu, and you'll just go to where it says sample schedule under schedules. We'll also have a link to that in our email following the presentation.
All right, so moving on, I want to talk a little bit about what you might need to bring with you for the new student conference. So I mentioned at the very beginning that it's really beneficial to go ahead and bring some of those unofficial high school or transfer transcripts with you. This is really helpful, as I know that you might not have the final transcript from your high school or your previous institution, but you will have an idea of what classes that you'll take. And so that way you can talk about that with your academic advisors, so that way they are able to advise you with the most information that you have readily available. You'll also want your information around a dual credit or AP scores with you. And so making sure that you're bringing both your unofficial high school transcripts as well as any dual credit or AP scores with you. Again, so that way your academic advisor is able to best advise you on what courses to take. You'll want to make sure that you bring a state issued ID card, ID to pick up your Aggie ID card. If you also purchased a sports pass, just know that you'll also need your state issued ID or your Aggie card to pick up your sports pass. And so during the NSC, as Shannon mentioned earlier, you'll have some time to pick up your Aggie card at the general service complex, either at the end of day two or at the very beginning or the very end of either day one or day two, as they've extended some of their hours at the general service complex to allow time for you to pick up your Aggie card. And so just making sure that you get your Aggie card at some point during your new student conference. This is especially important for those folks who might be living on campus in the fall, as you'll need your Aggie card in order to check into the residence hall come move in August. The next part that I want to highlight is that you'll bring with you is your NSC parking permit. This parking permit is not something that you necessarily need to print out and have on display, as all of the parking passes information is done through your license plate. But it's really important to have access to this, so that way if you're parking in any of the garages or surface lots or things like that, you know which lots are covered by that parking permit. This will be emailed to you by Transportation Services in advance of the new student conference, as well as we'll link in the resources for this webinar related to where you can find your parking permit through the transportation website. I want to quickly cover that you want to make sure that you bring some cool and comfortable clothing. We are dealing with Texas weather over the summer, and so sometimes it can get really, really hot outside, and it's humid, and so there's a lot of walking involved with the new student conference, and so you just want to make sure that you're in clothing that you're able to walk and get around campus in. But with that being said, again, we are dealing with Texas weather, and so you'll want to make sure that you bring a rain jacket and umbrella in case of inclement weather. A good practice is to check the weather before leaving your home to make sure that it's not going to rain, and if it's going to rain, that you are covered either rain jacket or poncho or umbrella, because our programs will continue going, and so you'll want to make sure that you're able to make it from spot to spot. And then the last piece that I recommend for bringing is making sure that you have a jacket for inside of some of the places, such as our Rudder Auditorium or Rudder Theater, because folks tend to dress cool and comfortable. It also means that you might get a little cold whenever we're in some of the auditorium and theater spaces. And so it's a really good practice to go ahead and bring a jacket as well. I want to talk, I know that we talked about going ahead and registering your guest or family member to bring with you with the new student conference, but I want to talk a little bit about some of our parent and family programming that our office provides. So during the new student conference, there's a day one, and we have specific family sessions during the new student conference, such as what Shanna mentioned during whenever she was overviewing the sample schedule. And so we have the intro to being an Aggie family member, as well as our Q&A panel, which is a great opportunity to kind of learn from current students, but also a family member of a student in college, but also an administrator or a staff member. We are able to ask them questions about what it's like to be a parent and family member of a Texas A&M student. That day two of the new student conference, it is dependent on your student's academic unit if you will or will not be able to join them throughout the day on day two. And so just as a heads up, most college and academic units will do the course registration piece with your student only. So you may not be permitted to be in that room for course registration. And so every academic unit has kind of different expectations for family members and guests. And so just know that your student will receive an email from their academic unit prior to the new student conference. And so in that email should include information about what family members and guests do on day two. And so ensure that you're talking with your student, or if you're a student, ensure that you're talking with your family member about what to expect during that day two. I will say that we have an awesome family portal that you can access through tx.ag/family portal. And through that family portal, there's a host of resources related to parent and family programming, as well as just general information about the new student conference and attending the new student conference as a parent and family member.
So you're going to hear from us a lot before your NSC. If you have any questions at all, you can always visit myaggiecard.tamu.edu. It gives you everything you need to know about the NSC, from what you do as a student all the way through what our family members need. You're going to hear from us when online orientation opens. You're going to hear from us when session selection opens. You hear from us 10 days prior to your NSC, 4 days prior to your NSC, and then you get a day before email also. An archive of all of the communications that we send out can be found on the New Aggie website, and we'll make sure we link that below for you also. Just know that we are going to send this information to you to your TAMU email, and it may also come to the email that you applied to A&M with. So be sure that you're checking into both.
So I know that we covered a ton of different information in the last 20 to 25 minutes. As Shanna and I reiterated a couple of different times, our Office of New Student Family Programs is here to support you as a student incoming into Texas A&M, or you as a family member of a Texas A&M student. And so we are the Office of New Student Family Programs, so we want to help that transition be as smooth as possible. We have a phone line as well as a text line that we respond to Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We also have an email that NSFP@tamu.edu is a really good kind of general email. If you don't know where to start, the NSFP email inbox is for you. But we also have a family programs email inbox where if you're a family member and have some family specific questions or requests, just know that you can also email the family programs inbox. And again, not to be super repetitive, but just know that our website of myaggiecard.tamu.edu has a ton of information and resources related to the New Student Conference. And so we are happy. We'll provide that information with the resources with this webinar, but just know that our website is built out to help answer questions as well. And then lastly, we have different social media accounts that we would love for you to follow. We post year-round about the different events that our office and department does. We're also responsible for Howdy Week, which is Aggieland's official welcome for new and returning students in August, as well as Family Weekend, which is a weekend dedicated to celebrating all Aggie family members. So just know that our office is here to support you. And just let us know how we can provide the support and provide answers to your questions. And with that, we hope that if y'all have any questions after watching this webinar, to know that you can reach out to our office and that we are here to help. Thank y'all so much, and we look forward to seeing you pretty soon.
Have a great day.